The city of Fargo is rolling up its sleeves as we start to prepare for the 2019 flood fight.
In the Valley today's Abby Furchner is live from Sandbag Central, which opens up in just a few hours at 7 o'clock this morning. Good morning, Abby.
Yeah, good morning, guys. It's going to get busy here shortly at 7 a.m. Volunteers are going to start showing up to start sandbagging. And I'm here with Bruce Grubb, who is a Fargo City Administrator. And what do you really need help this year with? What do you want from the community?
Well, we've been in the sandbag business for many years now, many flood fights, and we're not quite out of that business yet. So the one thing about sandbagging as a means of emergency flood protection is it's very dependent on volunteer participation. So we learned back in the flood of 2009 that the most efficient way to make sandbags is to mass produce them from one location, indoors out of the elements, and so that's when we actually started central sandbag production. We are calling on the community for volunteers to operate most efficiently here. We need about 200 volunteers at any point in time. It allows us to fully function with 2 sandbag machines. Those sandbag machines, when they're fully staffed, can make about 200 sandbags a minute, each of them. So good volunteer participation means we'll get phase 1 of the flood fight, sandbag creation done efficiently, and then we'll wait for the deployment and placement of sandbags.
And I know, too, that some people are saying that we're starting pretty early, where there's still a possibility. Why are we doing it so far in advance?
Actually, I would argue we're not doing it early. Back in 2013, we started out on Valentine's Day. So if you think about that, we're nearing April 1st now. The fear is that if the river crests later into April, spring rains, those types of things are common in April, and that can have a real big impact on river flooding. So we don't think that we're starting, really, if you look at previous floods, late at all, but we think we have a 2-week window roughly to build sandbags, and then probably a week window to get those things set. So we think we're right on schedule.
And we're trying to reach that goal of 1 million sandbags. That's why they need so many volunteers here at Sandbag Central. And we'll talk a little bit more about how you can participate. That is all that information, though, is on valleynewslive.com.
It's going to be a big day. Abby Furchner, we'll check in with you again soon. Thank you.
And they mentioned how the weather has a big impact on our flood outlook. So for what we can expect, here's Lisa Green.
Yeah, after being unlucky this winter and getting so much snow, we're kind of flipping the coin and enjoying some good conditions for the melt. And that will help to keep things moving very slowly here. And we are checking out our latest update from the hydrograph down in Wahpeton. And this is a graphic that just shows where the river's been at the river level site, and in addition to that, where it may be going. That area in purple there, that line in purple with the points on it, those are forecast points for the Red River at Wahpeton. And so it's slowly going to be going up. You can see we're going to see it reach near flood stage. We're currently in action stage in yellow there, but it's a sign that the water is starting to flow at the headwaters of the Red River. We're seeing some rise in the water level. Now, checking out your temperatures, we're into the teens and 20s and even 30 in Jamestown and Gwinner and Sisseton. 26 degrees in Fargo, 21 in Grand Forks. It's 16 in Bemidji and Roseau, and a cold 12 in Hallock. So you'll need to bundle up today in those areas again. You might not need those coats later, at least not the heavy ones. Visibility is looking pretty good, though there are some spotty areas of some fog, and wind is out of the south. Little by little, that will be picking up today and bringing in some warmer air for us today. Looking at some cloud cover in place. Other than that, it is pretty quiet across the tri-state area. Expect a high of 40 with some mostly cloudy skies again. I think we'll see some sun in there in some spots, but mainly another day where we're looking at cloud cover. And we'll take a look at that in your hour-by-hour planner coming up.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lisa.
Moorhead starts its sandbagging operation tomorrow, and they're going at least 8 days straight. The hours are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday, noon to 9 on Sunday, and again 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. next Monday through Wednesday, or until they reach the 150,000 sandbag goal.
You can sign up online or call 218-299-5300 to volunteer. Moorhead will be filling sandbags at the Public Schools Operations Center, which is at 1330th Avenue South. Volunteers can ride MAP bus free to the site. Pickup spots are 30th Avenue and 13th Street South, and Bellesley Boulevard and 14th Street South. Cass County is also opening its sandbag operation tomorrow and plans to run through April 5th. It will all be going on at the county shop on Main Avenue in West Fargo.
Hours will be 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, and noon to 7 on Sunday. Volunteers, you should call 701-239-6700. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was in Moorhead for Clay County's state of emergency declaration yesterday.
He says flood mitigation in the state, as well as flood preparations, will continue to help save lives and property.
I don't think it can be overstated how critically important since 2009 the flood mitigation that this community has invested along with the partners in the state, county, to mitigate some of these problems.
The governor says the Midwest has gotten better at preparing for catastrophic floods.